Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. Welcome to another episode of Anyhow Matter. And just as you guys know, no say we know they hide mouth for here. So anyhow we take come our minds and so we dey always talk am. So today we get very exciting topic. And also most of you guys watched our last episode and you know how the whole thing take go. Though we did not finish that episode the way we want, but I believe from the comment section, everybody talk their minds, and we will still come back to that same topic. But today, we get wetin dey worry most Nigerian youth wey we wan discuss about today. I know say everybody dey pray for may God bless us with money, but e get one part wey we dey always miss. What if that money come now? Wetin you go do? So today we get the question we get for today is if you make your first 10 million on or above today, wetin go be your next move? And we get a very important guest wey dey in our midst. If you don watch our trailer, you go don see where we introduce them. But today, no be me go do the introduction, they go do the introduction by themselves. And we go start from our left down to right. So first person we will introduce to ourselves, our Oga from the beginning. So Mr. Bruno, over to you.
My name is Bruno. I am from Imo State. Thank you for having me on the show, Anyhow Matters. So, well, it's a nice one, and with time, we know what we are up against.
Okay. So okay, the only lady in our midst, Mr. Miracle. So Miracle, actually, the invitation we sent to Miracle was like impromptu. She was not even aware of the whole thing, but when she saw the flyer, she was like, "Okay, I would like to join this stuff." So, but I believe say she gave it she want to tell us today. So Miracle, over to you.
All right. Good evening, viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're reaching out. You are seeing this message. So, my name is Aize Miracle Adobe. I'm actually a chemist. I'm a voiceover artist. I'm also an educator and an hairstylist. So, thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate.
Okay, thank you, Miracle. So, our guy in the building, only looking at him alone, you know, say that boss even be alone. So, this is our digital marketers show promote. Let me not even introduce. Make we leave the whole thing for our guy to talk. Make I don't go on that talk. Waiting you supposed to talk. So, over to you, sir.
Good day, everybody. My name is Sean Chinyere. I'm from Abia State. I'm a show promoter, digital marketer, life coach, and also a motivational speaker. So I'm delighted to be in Anyhow Matters. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for. We are very. Will I say we are don't say English they hard these days. We are very thrilled that we are very happy to have you in our midst. But anyone we they all of them enjoy. After all, our show we no get say that English or anything, but the main thing is say
No
you guys
language
are actually
specification.
understanding what we are saying. So now my oga, the villain of our time, because the last time the way ladies attacked this guy on this platform, I was even it got to the extent people say Ingazu apology video. The apology video
No
is that time.
apology for we don't do that.
Okay, so most of you already know him, but let's give him the privilege. No, underrate him again, sir.
Okay, so once again, it is Okeke Nwadiugu Michael Arenze, and I am a business development strategist focused on real estate and travel agencies. And I believe with what we're here to discuss about, I can be able to add a little or more contribution to this. So thank you for having me once again.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's not easy to bring out your time for this thing. Now, before we continue, we have a brand that is sponsoring this particular episode. We're going to give a short break for their own advertisements.
My biggest cake and deliveries deliver all kinds of cake. I mean luxurious cakes of all kinds. Let me know. The best is out from here. I mean we deliver top notch and we're very, very affordable. We are very, very affordable. I mean we are very, very affordable. So besides the product, we can deliver within the state. around rulers and we deliver to the eastern part of Nigeria as well. So do wait to patronize us today. We are anticipating for your patronage. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. You are not going to regret patronizing my brand. Big shout out to Anyhow Mothers. You guys are doing very, very great. The two are definitely amazing. My name is Hilma Chidima, and this is the face behind Peter's Cake and the Vegetables. And we are anticipating for your patronage. Bye, guys.
Welcome back to the show. So we are about to start. Now, before we go into, at least we need to throw some icebreaker because I know some of you, this is actually your first time being here, and it's not even about being here. This is most time like being in a podcast like this. So most times we do ask some questions to like let you like lose yourself before we go into the main question of the day. So and I think on our flyer, on our advertisement, you are the first person we introduce. You're currently serving right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I have this question for you. Currently, now in this country, well, since you started working or maybe doing whatever you are doing to earn a living in this country, what was the highest amount you have touched so far? Or you have you handled, whether yours or for another person, but the thing passed through your own account.
Let's say 800, 850.
Can you hear you very well?
800, 850.
850. Okay. Now, and when that money came in, what was the first thing that came into your mind? If it's your own, what's the first thing that came into your hand? If it's your own, what's the first thing you did with it, or what was the first thing that came into your mind? If it's not your own, waiting be the idea, waiting which thought, because I know say Nigerians, when person money big way enter your hand, many things waiting the first thing where you face, how you take feel first.
Okay. When that money come, no be my own.
Okay.
The money will don't come, man. I don't see money like that. Maybe my own, but when that money land, now once I won't feel they come and break and break and break. But that one come once, but I spend from am. But still yet I had to gather that money and give back to the person. But that money not to shock me because over
You
time.
put hand inside the person money.
And I started
No, you are not first one.
normal thing now.
Don't chop
Some
on.
kind things come up and I needed to use the money, but I refunded the money still yet.
The main thing you refunded the money, but not at the same time. Did you refund the money the moment the person asked you for the money back, or it started to post the
I
person?
refund the
You know,
money.
one thing in this country is that it they dare you to give person money, but when you want request for that money back, you go be like say you do bad thing. So they ask for your money.
No, be me. Trust me for your money.
I beg if you know this girl from
Trust
anywhere,
me
please tell us on the comments. So
for
if
your
now your
money.
money be that, tell us whether to really refund them. Okay, um, Mr. Bruno, hope I'm correct. Okay, so have you ever made money and regretted how you spend the money?
Yes, now. Yes, now. Many times. Many times.
Many times.
Now why are you playing? Now why are you laugh now? It's just a play from my head now.
If you get one way, if you just share with us a little bit, just oh no, I mean, no, leave that part. No, leave that part. No, it's normal. It's normal to make mistake. At least you learn from your mistake most times. No, mistake. You say so many times. So many times.
You come out, no, you come out where you go flex.
Many shadows.
From flexing, you end up a police station.
Ah, that's good.
That story for good, no, yeah. Okay, Mr. Sean, do you believe you are financially disciplined? If you say yes, no. If you say yes, why? If you say no, why?
At this stage,
Hmm.
I would say yes,
Okay,
but there was a time I was not financially disciplined.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You just if money come, just do as it be. Is it because now I want to know, is it because maybe the way there are two things that can make someone to not to be financially disciplined. One, if you feel that where the money is coming is always coming, it will always come. Most times you never even feel the need to say, okay, let me save for the later days you just dey spend. And secondly, if like you no get much responsibility, maybe you get no matter even if you spend am like people wey dey stay with their parents, if you spend the money finish, you go still get fall back. Maybe now I know how you go still see food chop.
If na for people wey dey stay with parents,
Uh,
I left my parents about 16 years ago. I left home, so no be
now dey for
by
that part.
parents.
Oh,
Yeah, and well, I won't even really say I wasn't really financially disciplined because I made some decisions then which I thought was best for me.
okay.
I'm somebody that before flexing, I think investments. I love investment.
Uh,
And most times, what you were expecting is not something that you will get in investment.
okay.
Yeah, so the investment was the wrong decision.
Okay, okay. It's not even the spending, it's even the investment that was
Yeah, it wasn't the spending because
those
if
are when you are
investment
investing, you are still
too.
spending
Yeah,
though.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's part of spending.
Uh,
Maybe when we talk about spending,
uh,
most people think lavish life.
lavish, yeah.
Yeah, normal you must eat.
Even
You
for you
must,
to even
even
invest
though
na
you
money
dey
na.
invest,
Uh,
you go still do one or
touch
two.
what I normal
Yeah,
na I be the life wey dey
but
live
the
so
problem is when you're flexing,
uh,
it's more than your investment.
that's true.
And now, one thing again, the problem one mistake we make is you can't be investing and flexing. That is the problem with
Uh,
so many of us. Then I was investing, I invested more, but I was still flexing. Now, when you are flexing and investing, there's distraction.
okay.
You have to do one because even because of the joy of that flexing,
Flexing
you might not make the right decision
on the
on
investments.
the investment. So when you want to invest. Now, chill. When your investments start yielding fruit, you can still save your money one side when you're investing. Then when your investment starts yielding some income, you can start living a bit not above what your investment is
Investment.
bringing now.
Okay.
That is also a mistake
So
we make.
because that's also in general if financially you're not supposed to even spend above your income. So even if
No,
the
it
investment
still depends. It
okay.
depends what you do.
So okay.
Now, in showbiz,
Okay.
in the entertainment world,
Mm,
today now you might have a show that maybe they'll pay you like $10,000
okay.
with your team. Maybe you share everything. We go reach you and like $5,000. And now because you're into showbiz, you invest or you start flexing. Let me just put flexing because showbiz come with flexing. You start flexing.
Okay.
Now, when you start flexing, you are not investing. You are not investing. You are flexing. You believe, okay, tomorrow another show, or even later today another show, and things go on that way. Then nobody is a champion forever.
That's
Nothing
true.
stays
One day
forever.
will surely go down.
Yes. Now, what now happens next? What happens next?
You go fall back to your square one now.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have anything to add? Because I dey see say
No, he's already clarified us for everything now. At least we learned a lot from what he just said now.
let me even ask you, you have done where you did that because I don't turn done like this now. So what's the highest amount of money you've ever handled? And whether it's yours or not.
Okay, the highest amount I've handled comes in two ways. Number one is in terms of assets, and number two as cash. So, as a digital marketer, as a professional digital marketer, then I think sometime earlier this year, I gained an internship with somebody, with a company in Lithuania, and they allocated a particular budget for me for advert campaign for 3 months, ranging about 8,300 euros. So that was the highest budget I've actually handled as a digital marketer. Then in terms of assets, I've been at the age of 15, if I can recall very well, at the age of 15, I've been handling a business that was worth about 75 million naira. I was managing a business then.
Please, can you tell us which
For
business? Sorry.
for a cousin of mine, it's market business. Because of my, I had, out of them, I had about 8 workers under me then, direct workers under me, aside from other people that, yeah. So as of then, I was in charge. He left everything to my care at the age of 15. Then. Yeah.
The people working with you, are you older than them?
The closest to my age is about 11 years older than me.
Does it mean that it's children that is inside that supermarket?
So he said older than him, 11 years.
Okay, okay. Sorry. Don't say me I know they understand English very well. Okay. You now, boss, that means not be today. As today finish like this, you need to give everybody like inside that 8,000 euros. You give us like 500, no use old body.
No, but I say advert budget. I beg.
They're not going to pay you from the advert. You want to say something?
That's the money. Not the money.
I intend there, even as a professional in Nigeria here, for the kind of line we are doing to, even as a professional in Nigeria here, the same scope or the same mindset where they run adverts to your audience in Nigeria, not the same thing where they say they run over there. You get me now? So now, even as a professional, you might be a professional for like 10 years. Yes, you understand the basic concept of advertising, but at the end, I still have to go for internship because nobody knows tomorrow. I feel the final outside gig. So that will help me to learn. You get me? Nigerian people go meet you, they tell you say the advert budget for a month is 200,000 naira or something like that. But these guys don't think that way. And that 200,000, they will tell you say they want use and get a lot of awareness, still want to get customers. You get, but those guys might just say this $8,000 or 8,000 euros. So we want use that just to create awareness and it makes your work easy. So that's the different mindset shift that
Okay.
Talking about Nigeria, now, this brings us to our okay, can relate. Please, can you share with us?
I can relate.
What do you say you do again? Sorry.
Okay, I'm a chemist, a voiceover artist, an educator, a teacher.
Okay.
Yes, and hairstylist.
Chemist, they sell medicine.
That's medicine. We dey do plenty things. That one now is a very broad. Is a very broad thing.
The chemist.
Everything that you take contains chemical, from your water to your food to whatever you use for your hair to whatever it is, your soap,
Okay, is it that
your
chemist you're
body
talking
cream. There's no place that you will not see a chemist.
You know, see Nigeria, if you talk chemist, they just say a pharmacy shop.
No.
No, now you need to, when you talking, you break it down so that for the layman to understand.
Yeah.
If I didn't ask you, you won't break it down. You just said that I'm a chemist. And anybody else is going to say maybe not these people they miss medicine.
You know the layman.
No, because they are there. What we do, get audience where they watch. Ordinary person, if you don't easily understand. If you talk chemist, they will just say, "Nah, I think me pastor."
I don't break am down now. You understand that?
Okay. Now, so you say you wanted to share something. Say you can relate to what he said.
Yes, I can relate. I actually had a friend of mine that was into adverts too. That my friend connected me to that particular advert that, oh, Mimi, you'll be helping me out with. As at that time, I know say I think I'm a voiceover I go fit do. He said, no, I just want you to help me to let's do this thing together. So when he tell me the money $9, then give the money. When I hear the money, I shout. For my mind, it say not be my money owner. And the fact is that they would need you to do like so much more with that money. You understand? So every step of the way,
This person you want to work with is are they in Nigeria or are they outside?
the person is outside the country. Why the person that was giving the contract is in the country. So I was contracted to him because I'm close to him.
So the person is the person is she going to he or she?
He.
He is he going to pay you
Yes,
in
now, of
dollars
course.
or in naira?
I was
No,
actually paid.
he will give her Nigerian
He will
standard.
give me
Nigerian standard.
Yes.
I request Nigerian
But
standard.
I'm just trying to connect the two stories.
Yeah.
So that he will give her Nigerian standard and request for
But
Nigerian standard.
everything he said, I could relate because I was with the whole thing every step. In fact, at some point, he had to say, okay, Mimi, answer my calls and do this for me. So it was as if I was able to connect with them directly too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so without wasting much of our time, now let's go straight to the one question of the day. Now, if you receive 10 million naira now or above, clean and legit, no side story. Now, this part, now before I even finish the question, there's a way I want you guys to answer. Now, before you start explanation, I will just each and every one of you, you just give me your own. I'm giving three options, so you just tell me your own individual, the one you want to go for. Even if you have bot, that bot will come when because I know some people will want to you choose one, then still put bot for the other one. So, but you just choose the one with the highest percentage of your this thing, then so that we can record that to know the question we're going to ask you next. So, if I ask the same way we did the introduction, that's the same way we're going to answer the stuff. Then before I will go into the but and the why. So if you receive your first 10 million naira, I know say most of them are odogun, I don't touch billions. Do you understand? So now let's assume you are just like maybe a ordinary an ordinary Nigerian youth. Just receive your 10 million naira or above. What is going to be your next move? I posted something like this on my platform WhatsApp the other day, and the first response I got from someone, I think that guy maybe he just entered year two for university. And if you do on my WhatsApp, you go see me repost the thing. The talk where the guy talk say that I say this one never even ready for life. He go tell me say if you choose to do business, say na for this country where everybody dey run, say country dey don spoil. Say if you choose to travel abroad, what if plane crash? Say if you choose to
Negativity.
if you choose to do investment, say the talk wey you just dey talk, apart from negativity, the way you even dey talk the thing, you no even know wetin you want actually. But that's by the way. So now, if you receive 10 million naira right now, clean money, what will be your next move and why? So we have three options. Are you going to leave the country or travel abroad? And that is traveling abroad. Two, are you going to invest in land? There's a lot of other investments, but here, the one we're talking about is land investment to buy land because there's real estate to buy land that we appreciate in future. That is, if you're going to invest in land and wait for the returns over time, and three, are you going to start that business? Let's assume you don't have anything doing yet because this is your first time earning huge amounts of money. Or maybe if you still have something you are doing already, but are you going to invest it in business to start that business or use it to push that your business that you're already doing? Let's just put it that way. So, Bruno, you're going to give us then for the audience, in case if you have your own answer to anything, you can still drop it on the comment section and we are there. In fact, I will make sure that all of them are tagged on the video so that they will be there to respond to some of your questions. In case if they say something that you don't like, you are free to tackle them from there. So, Bruno, which one are you going to go for?
Well, once again, thank you, and it's a pleasure having me here. Well, from the three options that you gave, honestly, present me,
Yeah.
present me with what I know, I've experienced. I'll go for investment.
Land investment. No. You have other investments. Okay, let's just put it
You know, in life, human beings now have needs and wants. So I'll go for those needs.
no, there is a reason why we said land investment. We gave you three options here to choose from. Now the investment now, someone can invest in business too. So that's why we say if you say investment from our option, please specify the one. Is it under you want to invest in the business in Nigeria? So I will put it under business. But if you say investment, the investment we are putting here now is land investment. So if it's not the land, then we say that means you are going for the business. Yes, okay. So okay, miracle. So which one are you going for?
Invest in business. So.
Business. Our boss.
I invest in business.
Okay.
No. The younger me will travel. Yeah.
That's okay. We are going to come back to this now. We are going to come back to this because that's where the very was goes the inside. So
So likewise, I also go into business
business.
with a very tangible reason.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So automatically everybody within that business, but have you our external quiz will end up like this? You want travel by one? Okay, so now for let's go to the business now. First thing first, everybody said business, business. Mr. Bruno, if you have to go if you have to go with the business part, first of all, what kind of business you before we go to the why? What kind of business do you plan on with?
Medical lines, medical equipment.
Medical equipment, and what made you choose medical equipment?
Those are needs. We need it.
Make us understand how they take need because most of us know the medical except for others. Yeah, this thing.
Okay, let's go. Let me just. If you go to hospital now, accident and emergency rooms or accident and emergency wards now, you see them. They make use of beds, stretcher, wheelchair. See all those kind of things. Is a necessity. You must have any hospital, clinic, or sick bay. You guys have all these things them now. So
What made you to feel that 10 million plus is going to kind of afford that?
no, it doesn't need to afford it just to start up. It's a startup. I can start up, but if I do my budget, if I do budget, if I start up with 50, I'm okay with it. It's 50.
50 beds.
Yeah, 50 bears, and I'm okay with it.
And let's assume it's 20 million. Like at least 20 million, I get 50 pesos.
Beds. I will
20
go for
20 million, I can get.
So, what is for this particular investment now, when it comes to that hospital equipment now, what is the profit margin there for future investment in that same line? Oh, yes, we'd like to, because there are some people out there that would like to understand this concept, this business concept now that you just said.
profit margin here now. If you look at it now, on the wrong long, it's going to be high because God forbid, it's not that I'm praying for bad situations or things now, but then everyday people visit hospitals, so you have to always equip. If you are not equipping, you are changing. Yeah, but now if you look at it now, hospital beds, all those equipments and code we use now, with time it needs to be changed. It's not something that you keep on using, and so maybe this hospital request, give me 10. With time, I'll do it. Maybe let's not be greedy. Let me not be greedy now. So, okay, maybe 2 years time. Please, those 10 that we ask, bring another 20 for. So, if you look at it, it's something that you have to have patience. So that is business actually.
This is actually the first time I'm hearing that. I think most of these things now from outside they import them come.
They took business from.
Yes, now.
Yes, get people and they make mad money.
There's money in it.
Yeah.
And so this one is just the. If you go, this is just the what I say the up. If you go down now, see.
I know see money there for medicine line, the medical line, those things. But I never actually reading this part. Say I think say maybe all these governments they will tell you say they import so something. I think say most majority of all those things now from outside they
No,
carry
they
them.
import,
But
but there are people who are responsible for
that
those things.
okay.
As a contractor now, say okay, your government, AFA, bring 10 bears, bring 20 bears, bring 1 million bears for me.
Okay. So Miracle, now for your those things, which business you go for?
Cosmetics and hair accessories because I'm an hairstylist. And before I go down there, I know you want to ask me another question. Nah, I know you want to ask me another question. So let me say that concerning even what he said, first thing first, when you are talking about a business, you first of all journal your expenses. So when we are talking about 10 million naira now, I journal my expenses. Okay, this cosmetics, so as a chemist, you understand that we have people that are going through maybe cosmetics is everything, both skin, both hair, both there are things that even people apply to their eyebrows, things that people apply like everywhere, every part of the body. People just need something to a hair. Then when it now boils down to hair, how you can care for them and all, everything concerning care for the body per se. That's why I said cosmetics majorly. Then after joining your expenses, that's where budgeting comes in. Now I don't already because I know say you won't ask me maybe 10 beddings or I mean like say the way they ask
No. That's not even what I wanted to ask. What I wanted to ask, you said hair accessories. I want to know, is there different from there difference between people that are selling hair and the hair accessories?
okay. When we say hair accessories, it means everything concerning hair,
Including the hair too.
including the hair. If I'm talking about what I use to pack the hair, I'm talking about the oil that applied to the hair, I'm talking about maybe bands and all of those things. I can even engage all of because I saw creative minds as at last week. I was so surprised. Like what they were making for hair with hairpins, they now use crochet. I was like, do you people put this on your hair? And they were young people that brought up these ideas. I'm like, this is mind blowing. But nobody to say, okay, how will you be able to do this and do that? If I can initiate that, like tell them that okay, I can work with you, bring all of that down. It is business. And with that, I'm also caring for people and helping young people to also boost their businesses. So it's a whole lot.
Okay. Our boss.
Please,
So
boss. Please, which of the boss?
well, anyway, when I say when I do that, my boss is
I beg you.
okay.
I said business. Yeah. Sorry, I want to
Okay.
before I it's down to pitch a tent on things you said. Now, if the business you talked about, normally you suppose pay for this thing consultation. Yeah, it's
And
business
boss will
consultation.
be that.
Now, going into a business you will do once in 6 months, once in a year, once in 2 months. Those are not good business. Hold on, sorry, I'm coming somewhere.
Yeah.
There are varieties in the medical line. Years ago, I had a friend, he's still into that line.
Yeah.
I was once opportune to do one or two with him. He's into medical line. You know, hospital beds,
Yeah.
these things are not the most sorted after in medical line. If you want
That's
to
what
do
the
medical line
situation.
and you want to make money, the simplest things, those smallest things, syringe, hand gloves, these are used and throw away. You understand? These are not recyclable. They are used and throw away. The people that deal that deal on these things, let's don't even go drugs.
Yes, yeah.
Now we are talking about the equipment. Bed is not part of it. Beds, those things come once in a while, majorly contracts, but it's once in a while. But if you want to do that business and you want to make profit out of it, you want to become what you want to be in life out of it, go for those little things, syringe, the bandages, the hand gloves, those things. Those are, yeah, cutting.
No, I said bed because I was just giving you a flat
Yeah.
example. Because you notice.
Aside that, sorry for cutting you. Okay, so even aside that, there are two basic concepts when it comes to business. There are people that actually sell these high-end products, but the profit margin there covers a whole lot as to compare to those who sell the basic necessities there. So let's say, aside from hospital beds as well, let's say normal bed, people do that business, selling mocha foam and all of that, and they still people buy from them. Are you going to say that because it's not something that is something that sells seasonally, that they're not making their profit?
Let me come to that bedrooms now. Hospital beds is used only in the hospital. Now, these other ones are used both in the house, apartment, hostels, even in the prison. So these are different. It is a
So
different
it
thing
will kind of
from
increase the demand.
this thing. Yes, it has more demand. So that is just it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So
so
let me come back to why. Yeah. Initially, I said something that the younger me would have traveled. Most things I say now and do now is out of experience. The first time I left Nigeria was 15 years ago,
okay.
2015. I'm sorry, 10 years ago, 2015.
Okay.
Yeah,
To which country, if I may
to
ask?
Turkey.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, when you're traveling, you don't know what you're going there to meet. You don't even know if when you reach there, they are going to allow you enter their country to start with. That is one of the highest risks. Now you sold everything you have here. You've done away with your business, your house, and everything, and you travel. I'm saying this for those young ones out there that what is in their head is traveling, traveling. Yes, a lot of people traveled and made it. But if you have such amounts, 10 million naira, like the kind of business I want to do now, 10 million naira would be enough. Yes, I won't lie to you. 10 million naira can never be enough. Even 10 million times 3 can't be enough. But I'm saying this for the younger ones out there, or even the ones that are older, are never old. So, when I talk younger ones, they be like, say, I'm the one kind old man. So I'm saying for those people out there that have not had this experience, traveling is not the best thing, except you already have something you are going there to do, which it is even those people that are sending your IV. Now, there is nothing blocking you. Immigration can't stop you in the airport because you are coming to do something. Not you are going to hustle just for yourself, blindly. Let me call it hustle blindly, because you don't even know what you're going there to meet. Now, investment in Nigeria. This landed property, buying land in Nigeria here, I've lost 2 land. I bought 2 land.
So money liability people.
I bought it from a real estate company, and I lost 2 out of all the lands I bought, and it is a wasted investment.
You bought it from real estate. I thought this real estate people.
There are some real estate companies that
Scam.
it's not only they are not genuine, maybe the agreement with the government was breached along the line, and there's what's called recovery, and government recovers their land. You are at loss.
Why will even government approve something on a later
That
on
is the
disapprove
country
it?
where we are today.
In most countries, the reason why it's like that is I've been privileged to work with the real estate businesses as an individual, and I also work with the travel agencies. Now, in countries like Nigeria, over 90% or 100% of all the land belongs to the government. You understand me now? So the only thing as an individual, so that's why they have different certificates for different kind of land. We have CFO, we have government consent, we have this and government, yeah, consent and all of that. So the only thing as a Nigerian who is looking to purchase a particular property or piece of land, one thing you need to do is look for either a property lawyer, somebody who knows about the real estate industry in Nigeria, that will do a due diligence for that particular property for you. You don't just see a land and say, oh, you want to go and buy it, whether it's family land or whatever it is. You understand me now? Somebody, I've seen somebody that went to go and buy a land. My dad bought a land and not knowing that they've even sold that land to 3 other people. That's one issue that.
Is it from the same person or different individuals?
Same person sold the land to different 3 other people. And now he came and did something like a fence and all of that. Somebody else came to demolish. You understand me now? So the first thing you need to do before acquiring a property is to do due diligence. There are some titles that the government guarantees you that you have access to that land for over 100 years. You understand me now? There are some titles that the government gives you that you have different titles like that. So most times,
How many of these real estate companies offer CFO? What they sell with these days is governor's consent. And now, governor's consent in this country where we are today, when you have this governor consent, this thing, it changes after 4 years, right?
Okay, the governor, yeah,
In the government. Now, the new governor can come in and revoke it.
No, it's supposed to be.
No, that is the country
They're
where we
supposed to
are.
get
We
like,
can,
they're supposed to
wherever
have
you
like
are, you live
maybe
by
like a
where you
policy
are.
that will guide
You
that
live,
stuff now.
yes, but you live by where you are. Like, for instance, what is happening in Abuja, what Wike is doing. Most of those people have CFO self, but you see what Wike is doing. So, these are things I've tasted before I will tell you, okay, this is before, like I said, the younger me will travel. Even like this, my business, the business I'm doing, and the one I want to invest in, it warrants me traveling. But I'm not traveling to go and hustle there. I'm traveling to do business and come back. I will always establish here in Nigeria. There are a lot of untapped potentials. Nigeria is a virgin. I'll still tell you, we have a lot of things, but Nigeria is exposed, one of the most civilized country in Africa. But Nigeria is still a virgin. There are a lot of things you and I don't even know that give so much money. But with the bracket of the money you mentioned, 10 million, if I'm to go into business now, I've tried it, but I never had experience of that business before. Full stop.
Okay.
There is no business on earth that is more profitable than foodstuffs. You are servicing the rich, you are servicing the average, you are servicing the poor. All you need is strategy. With 10 million naira and I'm going to foodstuff, give me 1 year, that 10 million, let me don't exaggerate, can turn to 100 million. Because cost of foodstuffs, buying it in bulk, now poor man they spend more on food pass rich man.
No man, no man. Even in other things, most times.
Buying in bulk, for instance, imagine somebody that is buying jericho of rice, calculate it. Now check who is buying per bag. Now check now who is buying per trailer.
That's true.
Now you see how much you're making if you buy per trailer. So going to business, food business, that is the bomb. That is the real stuff in this present day country where nothing will affect you. And one thing again, this is that consultation. This people, like a business person now. One thing that people don't know as a business person,
Yeah.
you need to talk to your supplier at least twice a day. One in the morning. How much is the cost of this thing today? That from that cost, you already know how much you're selling. But from the cost, because the cost goes up every day. Especially in Nigeria here, where everything is affected because of inflation, everything goes up. Sometimes it will come down though. But now you call your supplier, how much is this thing? He will tell you or she will tell you, we've added 1 naira. If you are selling this thing before for 2 naira, don't sell it 2 naira that day. Sell it 4 naira because now they've added 1 naira in the market. 2 naira, that is 3 naira costs already. So for you to sell it 4 naira, you have to sell it an amount that even give or take, you must make something out of it. Yes. So business in Nigeria is good, but it depends on the business you're going to.
Sure. So my boss, you don't cut your brain.
We learn every day, though. So, but for me, there's a business concept that has always been in my mind, and based on what you are saying here, working with a particular budget, I would advise that everyone focus on a business that solves problems for people majorly. So a lot of people have
I think almost all the business solves problem.
so a lot of people, for so many people, that's the thing. A lot of people make this mistake of going into business, not calculating what is the actual value of that particular service or product would be in the life of the average Nigerian. You get me now? So, like he said, food stuff. But for me, I've always have this mindset of going into farming. You understand me now? So, and the reason why, yeah. So, and the reason why I've always livestock farming, in particular. The reason why I've always wanted farming is this: most Nigerian youth now in our generation are transitioning into tech. You get me now? Most of us are transitioning into tech. To compare to, like, let me say 50 years ago, 20 or 20, 30, 50 years ago, where the average northerner know about farming. Probably most of them now they come Lagos, they even come ride bike now. They leave their farming this thing for the north there. Now, food livestock farming is very, very important because no matter the industry where you do, no matter who you be, no matter where you be, like you said, you must eat. You understand me now? I went to price broiler the other day in the market, and they're telling me broiler is 27,000 for the meal for broiler, and a carton of broiler now for day old chicks is about, let me say, it's not even up to 10,000 naira, or higher is that 10,000 naira now. The only thing you need to do there now, maybe to make sure say all of them are alive to maybe 4 weeks or so. You get me now. So the profit margin there is very wide. One, and again, almost everybody eats chicken. Let me not make that mistake. Almost everybody eats chicken. I'm not talking about catfish. I'm not talking about pig farming. I'm not talking about cattle and all of that. During the Ramadan that just passed, the rams were sold for 1 million naira. Ram, not cow.
That's more.
Ram, 1 million naira.
How much can we come?
You understand me now? So it is very, very important to prioritize going to a business that actually solves problem for people, which is number one, appetite and hunger for my own end. And also, it is something that the consumer base is very, very wide. So that's what I have to contribute.
Okay.
You want to say something?
I want to say something.
Okay.
I know maybe the viewers will say everything this guy don't do. Yeah, I started hustling as a child. I started hustling on time. Maybe some of the people will don't be that. Yeah. I've done animal farming, though not for myself. I was working for my aunt. I was in charge of the full poultry. Yeah. Do you know the risks involved in this bird farming?
Yes, I know.
You know the risks, right?
Yes.
Hold on. Except you are ready to take that risk. Now you think you already you didn't say anything about the risk. You only talked about the profit margin. Now that profit margin, they will not just grow. Price a bag of chicks. That is for a week old, from a day to a week old, or to a starter, grower, and finisher. Check how much is a bag. Their vaccine. Now, from a day old, vaccine is the one you give them occasionally, but their medication from a day old you give them every day. Check how much those things cost. Now, and on the long process, mortality rate, you must have mortality.
And the ones that will die.
Yes. That is one of the reasons why, me personally, when I go to restaurants and bar, I don't eat chicken.
Okay.
I don't eat it. If I go to hang out anywhere, if you have only chicken, I drink my water or drink whatever drink I want to drink and I go. Because when I was in that poultry, I was the manager now. Most of all these people come and buy mortality. Before I thought they were feeding it to maybe their dead, maybe their dogs or something. I don't know that these people will go and clean it up, prepare it like normal chicken. So then my mom was still staying at Ajangbadi. I went to visit my mom one day. So my guy said, Sean, let's hang out now. We went somewhere. When we went to the place, we ordered for chicken. Because me, I grew up with I love chicken then. We ordered for chicken. The person was my customer. I used to sell mortality too. And I was like, I know the chop.
I don't know why you say you know
No, I told them. I told my friend. No, I told my
Okay,
friend.
told them.
No,
Okay.
no. I'm waiting no good for me. So because we don't know what have killed this in the night. Snake might enter your pen. It might be disease. It might be something. Now, you see, these are the things that are involved in this bird farming.
Just hold on.
Risk
What I'm going to say now, before I go, I want us to go for a short break now. But we are going to come back to this stuff. I want us to go for a short break. So we're going to come back.
Pointillas Cake and Vegetables deliver all kinds of cake, luxurious cakes of all kinds. The best is out for hair. We deliver top notch and we're very, very affordable. We are very, very affordable. We are very, very affordable. So reside in Port Harcourt, or we can deliver within the states around rivers. And we deliver to the eastern part of Nigeria as well. So do not patronize us today. We are anticipating for your patronage. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. You are not going to regret patronizing my brand. Big shout out to Anyhow Mothers. You guys are doing very, very great. The team are definitely amazing. My name is Favour Chidema, and this is the face behind our Peter's Cake and Vegetables. I'm not waiting for a few minutes. Bye, guys.